Hello, good morning, good noon, good afternoon, and good evening everyone. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Gunpla Show. And today, as you can see, we will have a full review of the Mercuone Gundam. And before we go to our proper review, please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you'll be informed for my next videos. So before we go to our proper review, let's take a look first with a 360-degree spin of Mercuone Gundam. Okay, so that is the 360 view of our Mercuone Gundam. So now I will break down the parts of the Mercuone Gundam. So you can see here the Core Gundam 1 and the Mercuone unit or the Mercury unit. Okay, so for this kit you need 3 boxes or 3 kits in order to form the Mercuone Gundam. So you need another Earth 3 Gundam, which it has this Earth 3 unit, but this will not be used here in this video, so this just a spare parts now. And also it still comes with the shield, the beam rifle, and some of the stuffs that you can use for attaching some weapons or some things in the back of your Core Gundam 1. And here in your Mercuone unit, you can see here that there is also a beam rifle and also some attachment for the backpack. Okay, so first is we will talk about the Mercuone unit because we already reviewed the aesthetics, the articulations of the Core Gundam 1 in the past, while we are reviewing the Earth 3 Gundam, the Mars 4 Gundam, the V2 Gundam, and also the Jupiter Gundam. So I will not talk about anymore the articulations and aesthetics of the Core Gundam. So after we talk about the Mercuone here, Mercuone unit here, is we'll go to the combination and talk about the aesthetics of the full Mercuone Gundam. So let's go. Okay, so for your Mercuone unit, so we can see here, so I will let it go closer to our camera. So as you can see here in our Mercuone unit, the color of the blue here is much more darker than the blue color of the Earth 3 Gundam. So we'll have a comparison later. So now the parts that you can see here have some identicals or identical parts from the Earth 3 Gundam, but the Mercuone Gundam is more pointy and it's like a fish fins. It's like a fins here, as you can see there also, and also this part, it's like a duck's feet and also a tail of a fish, and I don't know, it's like a wings, because as I know this will be the backpack of your Mercuone Gundam. Okay, so this is your Mercuone unit. So there is the weapon under the Mercuone unit, and when we combine this to your Core Gundam 1 later, we will see all the designs of the Mercuone Gundam. Okay, so for the extra parts here, this part is used for attaching some of the different weapons that you can have. You can attach here some of the weapons for the V2, the Mars 4, so you can have it also. And the most amazing part here, which is part of the weapons unit of the Mercuone Gundam, is this hollow beam rifle, which is, yes, it's very ugly, yes. So because it has a hollow part, so I will have a comparison of the beam rifle of the Core Gundam 1. As you can see there, Core Gundam 1 has more details, as you can see. So this one has also an extra part here because as I saw it in the manual, there's an instruction that you can also attach some weapons here or some attachment at the side so that it will be used as a customization for some other units. So as you can see here, the beam rifle doesn't have any stickers of the beam rifle of the Mercuone Gundam. So that's why when I combine the Mercuone unit and the Core Gundam 1 later, I will not use this one, but I will use the Core Gundam 1's beam rifle. Okay, so because this, so for me it's very ugly. So it's not very appropriate to use this. So maybe I will use this gun or this beam rifle for my customizations. Okay, so again, I would like just to add that this unit here, as you can see, it's the Mercuone unit, and also the attached backpack here above, and also the weapons below, and this tail here is part of your Mercuone's support weapons. Okay, so this is another box. So the unit here under there, these details there, is the part of the support unit. Okay, the support unit, Mercuone support unit. Okay, so then you need the another Core Gundam 1 in order to form the Mercuone Gundam. So I will take the Core Gundam 1, and before we form it to Mercuone Gundam, let's have a little bit of comparison of the colors and some aesthetics of your Earth 3 support unit. Okay, so as you can see there, so let's have a color comparison first. So Core Gundam 1. So as you can see there, the color of your Earth 3 is more lighter than the color of your Mercuone Gundam. Okay, and the Mercuone Gundam is more pointy, as I said earlier. It's more pointy than the Earth 3 Gundam, or the Earth 3 support unit. Okay, because the Earth 3 support unit here is more on black, a blacky or like a cubic style here. So, and the back part of the Earth 3 has this additional part for the shield, while your Mercuone unit is only have this like a tail of a fish, which can also be attached in the weapons of your Mercuone Gundam. The backpack here, it's more larger. The Mercuone Gundam has more larger backpack than your Earth 3 support unit. Okay, so next is we will combine the Core Gundam 1 and the Mercuone unit so that we can have the Mercuone Gundam, and let's have a comparison later of the Mercuone Gundam and the Earth 3 Gundam, because they are the two units here that has the same colors also. So they are the ones that I can do some comparisons. Okay, so let's build first combine first the Mercuone unit and the Core Gundam. Okay, so that is our full Mercuone Gundam and some of the leftovers of our Mercuone unit. Okay, so the same with other support units. This will be the remains, you know. Okay, so we'll not use this anymore, so let's take it away. So this will be your Mercuone Gundam. So we'll talk about the weapons later. So this is your Mercuone Gundam now. So as you can see, it's still the same. Some of the parts were still the same. But before that, we'll talk about the aesthetics and the designs of the Mercuone Gundam. So as a Mercuone Gundam right now, with the Core Gundam 1 combined with the Mercuone unit or support unit, so it gives a fish, shark type vibes because it has these flippers here. It's like a duck's feet right there, so it's like a flavor of a scuba diver. You have also some fins here at the side, okay, another fins here at the shoulders, And at the back, it's like a wings. The backpack is like this one. So as you can see, there is the feet of the Core Gundam 1. And this backpack here is very big. It's like also a fin. And literally there's a fin there at the back. It's like a shark's fin. Okay. So that's it for the aesthetics. So as I observed, there are some similarities of some parts of the other Gundams or the other Hiroto's Gundams in the Build Divers Re here. So the same parts. So let me take my Earth 3 Gundam so that we can compare some of the parts which are the same and which are also some are. So here, side by side with your Mercuone Gundam and your Earth 3 Gundam, as you can see, there is the difference of the color. So and again, the Earth 3 is more lighter blue, and your Mercuone Gundam is dark blue. But there are some which they share the same parts. Okay, so it's very obvious. The first part that are the same is this one, the torso here, right there. So it's the same. This part also in the shoulder, this one and this one. As you can see, they're also the same. And the skirts, the same. I will only show you the side part, which is also the back skirts were in the same molds. Okay, at this side. So as you can see here in the feet or the legs here, the molds here, right here until there, the blue parts only have the same molds also. But the difference right here is that the white part of the Earth 3 is going down while the white part of the Mercuone Gundam is going up. Okay, so let's take it them again at the front. And also the feet right here has also the same molds as you can see there. Okay, so difference. What are the difference here? Most observable difference of the Earth 3 and the Mercuone Gundam here is the head part. Okay, so in your Earth 3 there is additional V-fin, which is this blue one here, this blue part here, while your Mercuone Gundam has this like a scuba diver's face. It's not a V-fin, but it's like a mask or a cover of the face. Okay, so and also the attachment of the shoulders, which this blue part has a white something white here attachment, while in your Mercuone Gundam it has this like fins here. Okay, or scales, like scales and fins also. So in the parts in the arms, the Earth 3 has no additional attachment, but it has this 3mm hole, which also can attach some of the weapons of some support units. And while your Mercuone Gundam has this like fins right here, as you can see. And then also the difference here is also the backpack, which I already let you see it before. The backpack of the Mercuone Gundam is much wider and bigger, while the backpack of the Earth 3 Gundam is smaller. Okay, so and the last one which is different is the feet. So as we can see here, the Earth 3 has this like a normal feet of, or the usual feet of a Gundam maybe, while your Mercuone has these like flippers, the scuba divers flippers or the duck's feet. Okay, so that's it for the comparison of our Mercuone Gundam to our Earth. So now let's take a look the weapons of the Mercuone Gundam. So as you can see here, the weapons of the Mercuone Gundam is like a harpoon, which is really, it's used underwater, and as we know, and maybe it's a little bit of a spoiler, the Mercuone Gundam is used underwater, an underwater unit. Okay, so that's why it has this theme of something fishy like and a duck like fits here and some weapons here. So the tail that we saw in the Mercuone unit is now located at the weapons. So in the Mercuone unit, this weapon is like this one. It's upside down. Okay, it's just in order to attach, which there is an attachment here for your Mercuone unit, and then the tail at the last part of your Mercuone unit is attached at the last part of your weapon. And this is very easy to attach, the same as usual. You just put it there at the hole of the hand, and it will be handheld by your Mercuone Gundam securely. So it will be securely handheld. Okay. So question, this is very, it's a very long weapon. So the question is, can the Mercuone Gundam handle it? Okay, so let's try. And no questions. The joints were very tight, that's why it can handle very well. As you can see, it's very straight, no restraining, no loose parts. It will just stay like that. Maybe, but in the long run, maybe it will just go down. Okay, so in this Mercuone Gundam, I just put some details there. I add some panel lines, especially on the white parts there. As you can see, there is some white parts with panel lines there, and some in the black parts, which I add some panel line colors, black colors, just to have an accent. And in your weapons, there is a color there that must be white, and this is this part, this one, this something pointy part here, this must be white, and I forgot to color it with my Gundam marker. Okay, so I will just color this next time. Okay, so articulations, let's get this first. So let's talk about some articulations. Articulations is very the same with your some of the units of Hiroto. So the shoulders can go circulate like that, and then another one there. Okay, the waist, oh, let's talk about this later. There are some pros and cons and issues too. So the waist part, it can move just like that, another move like this. And the feet, so you can separate the skirt, the front skirt, but I usually don't separate these skirts. So you can kick in that position. Maybe it can have this one leg position. Oops. Let's see if it can sustain the one leg. And it can, and the other part falls again. So it can kick like that, and back, there's only the part which your legs can go at the back part. So the hand can rotate the same as the other part. Okay, so the legs, again, because this is Hiroto's unit, the feet has its very articulated part here, and it can do the split, not so much 100%. The bend, you can bend it like this one, the same with the other part also. Okay, so now because this one falls, this one is also a weapon. It's like a dagger, so you can unfold this handle and put it in the hands of the Mercuone Gundam, like so, like that. Okay, correct. And another one which you can also put it right there. I hope it will not pop out. Okay, that's it. Very good. Okay, so you have a dagger. It's like a fin dagger right there. So it is attached at the wing of the backpack. And the security of this attachment at the backpack is not very good. As you can see, it's very loose because it will just let me take the backpack first so that you can see this one. You will only attach this one. There is a like an edge here, as you can see, which you need to attach it right here. So you need to have a certain angle that can attach it here, and there is a like a little bit of a hole here, an edge hole here, which you need to attach here, and this part here at there. So you need to do it like this, like that, and you need push it like this, and just a single touch, it will fall. So that's why just be careful in attaching these weapons, because maybe if you're not careful enough, you might lose these parts. Okay, so that is our review for Mercuone Gundam. So now I have completed the first part of the Hiroto's units of the Gundam Build Divers. So I already have the Mercuone, the V2, the Earth 3, the Mars 4, and the Jupiter Gundam. So I have all the Core Gundam 1 support units. So next builds will be the Core Gundam 2 support units also. So maybe after this we will have the Uraven, which has the Core Gundam 2. So thank you so much for everyone for watching. So I hope you enjoy and you have some ideas from this review for your Mercuone Gundam. Again and again, you need 3 boxes or 3 units here. Another 3 Earth 3 Gundam, your Mercuone unit or support unit, your support weapons of the Mercuone Gundam. And do not forget that in your support weapons, you will have this kind of ugly beam rifle. So just don't use it. Just use the Mercuone gun, the Earth 3's beam rifle. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone. So please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you'll be informed for my next videos. So that's all. Thank you so much. Good morning, good noon, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Jake De La Paz signing off. Gunpla Bear Show signing off. Bye-bye.